in the last 6 years, I've learned everything there is to know about social media. And I've become one of the top business influencers in the world. And today, I'm going to step you through everything I've learned in the last 6 years, going from 0 followers to 17 million followers, and so much money I can afford to make this video for you free. And all you need to do is sit down with a notepad and make notes, and you can change your life. So let's get into it. So principally, there are 8 things that you need to know about social media. The number one thing you need to understand: you'll probably be starting from 0. It's a good thing. The vital key to this is, it doesn't matter you've got no followers. I see a lot of people saying, well, how can I make money from social media if I've only got 100 followers? It's possible. If you can connect to 100 people and understand why they followed you, I promise you can make money from it. Follower count does matter. It has a role to play in your social media strategy, and we definitely want people to follow you. But I want you to start off with the mindset that this is an experiment, have some fun with it, and I want you to start from 0. When I first went live, and live is something you really have to get into, and you don't necessarily have to be on camera. There's quite a few people that are doing pretty well doing POV content, point of view content. Now, you on camera will actually help you build your personal brand. So if you're not minding being on camera, then absolutely do it. But if you are awkward on camera, then you can do this POV style, and it can be just as powerful as you on camera. But you have to have the mentality that it doesn't matter how many views you have, it doesn't matter how many followers you have. You just got to have fun and do something that becomes natural to you every single day. If any of you go to the gym, for example, you know that once you go once and then you go twice and then the third time you go, it becomes a beginning of a habit. Social media needs to become part of your life. You literally need to go live having breakfast. It might only be you eating breakfast, but you're live. You're learning to be comfortable in front of the camera. You're getting used to that idea of the camera in front of you. Get used to it because it's not going anywhere. And if you use it right now, I predict within 3 years, they'll shut what I'm about to teach you down. They won't let you take advantage of what I'm about to teach you. So you have to right now get comfortable with the uncomfortable. The second thing I'm going to teach you about this starting from 0 point is you're going to have to think a little bit about what you enjoy doing. Make it something that you would do naturally. So if you love running, go live when you're running. Experiment and ingrain it in what you love doing. If you love doing sales calls, then literally turn on your live doing those sales calls. Teach people not by telling them what to do, but by showing them what to do. And you'll be surprised how quickly that can generate you a customer, how that can generate you a follower. And eventually, I'm going to teach you how to do this in a minute, how it's going to generate you revenue. Get the right mindset and start from 0 and get excited about having 0 followers. I want to give you something I've never shared before. My team and I put together all of our internal documents, how we edit, how we create content, and exactly how to start working with brands. School doesn't teach this, so I want you to have it for free from us. Just drop me your email below and tell me where to send it. Use it alongside this video and it could genuinely change the direction of your life. And by the way, I'm picking one person who follows every step in these emails to win £10,000 plus a free consultation with my expert team. You don't want to miss this. Sign up to win through the link below. The second thing I want to teach you is something that when I first say it is obvious, but I'm going to give you a framework to use the in-app edit tools to edit any video. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be live. Do not try to make it perfect. As you develop your craft and you get better at, say, talking on camera or making content behind the camera, you can start to see where your gaps are. And someone will see your content and pop out an offer to help you with editing. But all you need to remember is that content is just like TV. You have to entertain people. You have to teach them something and you have to hook them in. I know people don't like hooks. When I first started doing content, my first big hook was, I'm a multimillionaire and I can teach you business. I cringed. I didn't want to do it, but I did it. And that's why I have huge audience and huge amount of success on social media, because I accepted that although a hook wasn't me, it was how the game is played. Once you're hooked in, I then try to bring value and differentiate myself within the value that I bring. Let's move on to staying motivated, because I know now at this point, I've given you what you actually need to start. But what's going to keep you going? This is the key that a lot of people don't teach within their business content, because it's going to sound woo-woo. But I promise you, if you move past the subconscious, thinking it's just woo-woo, and understand what I'm about to teach you, you will change your life. I first want to say that burnout is normal. After 6 months of doing content, when I started this whole process 6 years ago, it was within 6 months that my enthusiasm died. I felt I'd said everything I already knew. And there was a point where I thought, well, there's no point anymore in doing this. I've told everybody everything I know. Those videos are there forever. That's it. It's over. And I had a week off. And then I realized something. And I don't know whether this is just business instinct because I've been doing business so long, but this isn't how it works. You can't work hard for 6 months building a business and then stop and expect it to work. Those early videos that I made, I had to remake them because I'm a different person 6 months later. I had to redo that content and be sharper, make the hook better, make the story better, and make the payoff better. I had to entertain people more. I had to teach people something deeper. And so I went and did the whole thing again. And I did it by realizing that I wasn't that great. and that I could be better. The best people and the people I invest in a lot of companies. I invest in people that accept they're not the best and they're going to get better. And this is what you need to do. You need to realize that you can improve, and you want to, because the more you improve, the more chances later of you never being poor again. I don't want you to win the lottery, because if you do, you won't be able to make the money again unless you're extremely lucky. The best way to ensure long-term financial success is know how to make money and build it step by step by improving yourself. You have to learn that burnout is normal, but you also have to understand how you come back from burnout. And that's first of all realizing what you've just done you can do better, and you should for your own sake. And second, and probably just as important, remember, when you've made a bit of content and people have seen it, you'll be shocked how many people haven't seen it. I have told people a million times that I bought a staircase in Twickenham where you can go pitch your doorbell of dreams, that I won $1 million in Dubai. But I bet there's still someone here right now who's never heard any of those things before. And I've made videos on those things 100 times. You have to remember what you think people have heard, they haven't heard. You have to say it again and again and again. You need people around you that are going to support you. You have to get rid of people that are not encouraging you to follow your dreams. If you've got friends telling you to come out on a Friday night or come out at the weekend, when really you should have your head down building your dream and making content instead, then you kind of need to cut those people out of your life. Now, I'm not saying don't go out and have fun. Please do, especially if it's your content strategy. But if it's going to stop you following your dreams by having the wrong people around you, you've got to get rid of them. You've got to make sure you're motivated by the people around you. The next thing we're going to talk about is monetization. Yes, how to make money. And I'm going to try and give you 2 frameworks. Now, ironically, if you can make money, I know this is going to help you stay motivated. So we want to get you to monetization as quickly as possible. But remember what I said just a moment ago. Motivation has got to come from the inner you, the purpose of which you're doing this for. Because what's going to happen, and I have it too, you go look at my videos. I've got a video that's got 141 million views. The next video has 1,000 views. It's going to happen. Don't look at the views and let that determine whether or not you are successful. Don't let it demotivate you. What matters is consistency. And the only way you're going to get that is by not looking at views, but impact. If you help one person, or you get one customer, or you get one new person money, okay? So how do you build a team of the caliber that I've got? Again, a lot of this will interlink what I've talked to you about today. If you have a mission that matters, so my mission is to fix the education system, and frankly, I'm building an alternative to it. You can learn from this YouTube channel. You don't need to learn from a teacher that doesn't know. I have asked people in my team, the present people in my team initially, to help me, and I wasn't even talking about money. I just said, I'm trying to do this. You have a skill on content or copywriting. Can you help me? They said yes. So Callum, Jack, even Joe is with me today in the room, all kind of helped. They weren't thinking about money. They were thinking about the mission. Now, they're making money now, and they should. You need to pay your people long term. But at the beginning, people will help you if you have a mission. And one of the things I've done in my previous business that I think is really interesting is I wanted to hire someone who was really, really good. So I was running an agency called Fluid out of Hong Kong. We were one of the biggest agencies in the region, really successful. But the person I wanted to hire, we couldn't afford them. So how did I get them on board? I basically gave them ownership. I said, in time, you can own equity in the business if you come and join us. Now, if this person, and they were very senior, very good, they're working in a company that would never give them that. So I have an advantage that other companies don't. I'm willing to give up equity, which, by the way, is the most valuable thing you can ever give someone. And so I brought him on board. He actually bought the shares. So he invested and then worked in the business under KPIs, measurements of success. And as he reached those milestones, he got equity. And he is now a multi-millionaire today, a guy called Guy Parsonage. I think you should do that for everybody in your company. Everybody. What I'm getting to here is that building a team isn't about spending lots of money. It's about applying the frameworks I've just given you to get the very best people in. And frankly, if you don't get the best people in, then you won't be able to be the best. Just before we move on to the next 2 things, which are really vital to make this all work, there are some key roles that you're going to need within a content strategy, right? Social media in particular. I think it is crucial to have a good editing team or a good editor in the long run. You can use in-app editing initially, and by the way, the apps love it when you do that. But in the long run, you are going to need an editor. You're also going to need probably a camera person. Now, you can get camera people that are also editors. I found that often one's a really good editor, but not necessarily good on camera, or they're really good on camera, they're not very good editing. Like Dudley is my cameraman, right? And Joe is my editor. Joe could hold a camera. And Dudley, by the way, Dudley's got quite good editing now, but when his early days, he was really crap. But I think scripting is quite important. Now, I don't script these videos because I know all of this stuff. So I don't need scripting. But what I do have is, someone, Jack in my team, who writes out the basic points so I don't forget. You might need to get someone to help you with scripting. Now, OpenAI, ChatGPT, these tools are all right. You can use them, but of course they need to be in your own words and be authentic. I think thumbnail designers, like even now at the scale we're at, we're one of the most popular business YouTube channels in the world. We don't have a full-time thumbnail designer. We literally have a couple of people part-time who are good, and internally we do have a couple of people that can do thumbnails. I think you need a designer to frame up your social posts. Again, Canva is pretty good, and with AI on things like Canva, they're not my sponsor, but I just like products like that. They're really useful. And then final thing you should think about, operations. Someone that's going to keep you a bit accountable. Now, you can do a remote EA. I have a full-time EA, someone that's permanently organizing my life. But I do think you need someone that's going to keep you account. On Monday, you're going to meet them at 9 o'clock and you're going to talk through what you're going to get done that week. You need a bit of accountability. This might also help you stay motivated, by the way, having someone to help you with the operations. The next thing we're going to talk about is innovation and growth. This bit might sound obvious, but again, I'm going to try and give you a framework to stay innovative, okay? Now, one of my favorite thinkers is Clayton Christensen. He's now left us. I was lucky enough to be on stage with him years ago. He wrote a book called Innovator's Dilemma. And the basic premise was that a lot of successful companies get stuck with what they have and they can't innovate. Now, the exciting thing about this insight is that there are a lot of companies today that aren't innovating. And if you learn to embrace innovation, embrace disrupting yourself, you can win. An example, of course, the obvious example is Netflix versus Blockbusters. Blockbusters didn't innovate, they died, and Netflix won. Now, I think there's a big opportunity for every business today to beat the incumbent. You can be bigger than Amazon. If you built a business where every time you sold a product like Amazon does, you gave a percentage of your profit to fund someone's dream. The point I'm getting to here is that if you learn to innovate, you can learn to win. Innovation isn't just a way of surviving, it's a way of thriving. Equally, if you learn to innovate, you can grow. What actually guarantees 100% success is taking risk. And risk basically is innovating. We helped two twins, the Maca Group twins, build their social media. And basically what they did is they went and cleaned places that no one else will clean. They innovated in content. No one else was cleaning places no one else wants to clean. They went and cleaned them. And on the back of those viral videos, they built one of the most successful cleaning companies in the UK in a space of just a couple of years. I met them a couple of years ago. They were living with their mum and their other siblings, 5 of them, in one room in a house they were about to be evicted from. And now they live in a 5-bedroom house of their own because they followed my advice. The innovating and pioneering and pushing will give you personal growth. Now, the final thing I need to teach you is probably the most important. And if you've got it this far in the video, I'm going to say well done. There's a high chance you're going to be successful because you've managed to stay focused on learning something that can change your life. Please do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget, if you are finding any value from this content, you should join my main list. The link's in my bio. Short-term wins and long-term vision. It's important, and I've touched on it slightly in the previous parts of this video, that you really set in stone why you are doing this. If you set a short-term goal, a long-term goal, and a reason to keep going forever, you will win. Collaboration in the short term is probably going to be your quickest route to success. I always say 1 + 1 = 11. You basically need to think carefully about how you can work with others to build your profile up. You know, I was saying earlier about building your team. One other way to do it is build your community. Think about who in your space would be good to team up with. Now, don't think because they've got millions of followers that they won't necessarily collab with you. There's been plenty of people that have had near 0 followers that I have done a podcast with, because not everybody's in it for the money, despite what the media tells us. A lot of good people out there will collaborate with you. It's not who you know, it's who you ask. I think short term, to get your views up, first of all, be persistent, be frequent, and look for a collaboration. In the long term, you have to make sure that your business is something you love. You have to give yourself an ambitious target, both revenue and execution of mission. So in my case, I want to help 10 million people start a business. I think we're well into the million plus now already. Give yourself 2 frameworks. One is to move a mountain, move one small rock at a time. That's your short-term plan. Move one small rock at a time. Your long-term plan is, what is the mountain and why does it need to be moved? And this is a marathon, not a sprint. You have to give yourself time. It's taken me 6 years to become one of the most successful business influencers in the world. And every single step of the way I have thought about giving up. Every single step of the way I've thought, why am I doing this? Every single step of the way I've had doubts whether I've got the ability to do it. I push myself through all that. I'm a better person because of it. And even if I get no views on this video, at least I tried. At least I'm trying to be better. And that's what will give you the life you want, because you try to be better. In this video, I've given you everything you need to make your social media journey both enjoyable, successful, and scalable. Maybe you need to go back and watch it again and take notes. Save this video. I don't know what you need to do. Do not stop until it works. Your life can be better if you apply yourself using knowledge like this. You don't need a mentor. You just need to get the knowledge from the people that have it. And I have it. I'm giving it to you for free. Please share it with others. Let's make other people's lives better. Thank you so much for listening today. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe. Don't forget to join the main list, and I'll see you soon.